All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people. Lots of freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform that promises to always give you back to back news and information on everything happening in Biafran territory. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel and make sure you turn on your notifications so that we will always notify you whenever we drop our spanking news. Now, straight up to the issue. I actually said I wasn't going to talk about this news. I said I wasn't going to give update concerning this news because of the fact that, you know, haters of freedom and haters of the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njoko has been saying a lot of things, about the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njoko since his detention. Let me tell you the truth. Simon Ekpa is not going to be extradited back to Nigeria. Finland is not like any other, country. And this is not the first time that Simon Ekpa has been detained and questioned. The way they do their own thing is not the way the Zoological Republic of Nigeria do their own thing. They only interrogate you, and the major reason why Simon Ekpa is being interrogated is not even because of what these so-called braggarts are talking about, because the DOS are bragging that it was because of the mounted pressure on the Finnish government. That is why the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, was interrogated. There's a difference between interrogation and arrest. So I wanted to make that very clear. I didn't want to talk about it till the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa comes out, and speak out. And we know he is actually going to come out on social media. He's going to come back and give, info to every Biafran. I want to clarify once again, and I want to tell every Biafrans, not to swallow in what the zoo government are saying. I saw a post where Musa was bragging on how he will make sure that Simon Ekpa will be extradited, that the Finnish government has promised to extradite Simon Ekpa back to Nigeria. It can never happen. Go and mark my word today. It can never happen. First of all, Simon Ekpa is a full citizen of Finland by nationalization. Simon Ekpa is not a citizen of Nigeria. He denounced his citizenship in the first place. So, but assuming Biafra has actually come, yes, it is now easy for them to bring him back to Biafraland. And the major reason why Simon Ekpa is being interrogated is simply because of the convention that is coming. They want to know. Remember when Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa posted on how he has sent out a letter to the government of Finland, to the president. Do not forget that. These are countries that are organized. Questions will be asked. They want to know what he is going to do, around December 2nd. And it is because of this reason alone. This is why, the Finnish government has invited him for interrogation to know and understand. So I want you to be clear on that. Forget about what these braggarts, are saying about him. They cannot do nothing. And Simon Ekpa can never be extradited. We know that. Let us just face reality on that. So without wasting much of your time, I want to clear to every Biafrans to cool. Calm down. Calm down. This is a first-hand information. And I'm assuring you, I'm not assuring you based on the fact that, I'm part of Finland committee. No. I'm assuring you based on, what I know on how these countries, do their thing. They don't do things haphazardly. They do their things the way, according to the constitution guiding the government, according to constitution guiding the country, according to laws and the constitution of the United Nations and other international bodies. So you must understand that there are international laws. So make nobody fear, make everybody calm down. In less than few hours, you'll be hearing from the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa in Joko. But meanwhile, let us hear this issue that needs to be addressed quickly before we go into the main issue of the day.
You can to see that the convention becomes a reality, because a lot of delegates internationally will be there. We want to surprise the world. You will be shocked of the calibers of people that you will see at the convention. Yes, because people are seated down in front of their TV and computer and phones. They are talking anyhow, but they don't understand what we are doing. This is how they were laughing. When we also said we are starting the legitimization of one Nigerian terrorist presence in Biafraland, this is how they were laughing. And when we started the countdown, when MNK was kidnapped to the election, after he gave to Mazi David, our honorable, and then we listened to few concerns from Biafrans, as we call it a day. They were my minister.
They and they just like my minister said that they kept laughing. And while they laugh, they eventually see results of what they are laughing at. And then knowing fully well that they cannot do anything about it, they go with envy and they start to attack. And then while they're attacking it, they're attacking the success we make that will be open doors for another success story. So it is success story all the way. There where they never imagined anybody would get to. Just like I told Biafrans this morning, they were only in an awareness thought of having a genuine, movement to restore Biafra. For them, it was all an awareness. And this awareness, our prime minister came and saw it. Remember, he told our leader, Mazin Mandikano, that if there is nothing on this table, I will bring something. Eventually, he came and he saw that on that table there was nothing. Because if there was something on that table, Mazin Namdekano would not be crying and saying, I need men, I need men, I need men. That were to be looked for were busy, chasing rats, when the fire was burning the house. He decided to man the. We don't need to talk too much because you are all aware of all these things and you are a witness to it. So you're all welcome to tonight's space. I give the mic to my beloved brother, David Nana, who eventually, after he finished talking, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, my Deputy Minister of Telecommunications. Deputy Minister, thank you for being here. My Minister of Information, the best Minister of Information this government can have. Mazi Sonny will be described as consistency personified. You have been there from the very first go, from the very first time. And your consistency have been able to demonstrate how resilient you are in relation to this freedom that the Biafran people are yearning for. I want to appreciate you, not because there is something that is uncommon or that is something has happened, but for the fact that Biafrans love their prime minister, and the prime minister serve as an engine room for the day-to-day activities of minister. And it's very important that we understand that this time there is a difference between a government and a group. Immediately, Biafrans were showing concern, even including non-Biafrans as well, because without the prime minister, those bloggers don't have any topic to be able to speak on the social media. And every one of them was like, everywhere was silent because they wanted to have topic to speak on their, on their channels, on their platforms, so that they can make $1 or $2 for themselves. And fortunately, Biafrans waited patiently, and to demonstrate how our government works, the COS just came out and released, a memo to tell Biafran that the prime minister is okay. And you are here, the Minister of Information, doing what you know how to do best, setting up this space as well in order to is well that our prime minister is on Biafra national assignment. And one thing happened, you see, while the prime minister have been away for some hours, the Nigerian government are afraid because they don't know actually what is happening at this particular time. And you can see they are also mute. Their newspapers do not have any news to carry because they actually know that Simon Ekpa is away because he's cooking something big, and they are expecting that something hear from you, our Minister of Telecommunications, and to know that our Prime Minister is well. I want to appreciate everyone. I want to, to make this question to our Minister of Telecommunication. Sir, please, what do you think is the significance of these few hours general, from the general public? And as well, do you think that without the prime minister, these bloggers don't have anything to offer to the Nigerian state in order to make money for themselves? While you are pondering over this question, I want to add that Biafrans all over the world love what the government is doing. Biafrans all over the world appreciate the good and enormous work which you guys at the government are doing. And we want you to continue. We want the world to understand that the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic media today, Biafrans were so eager to hear from him. Biafrans were so eager to at least irrespective of wherever he is, but unfortunately we couldn't get that. But we are still getting the message from him, from the government officials who are here. And that is what demonstrates that Biafrans all over the world are appreciative of what the Prime Minister is doing in regards to our freedom. And 2nd of December is very much close and very much going to celebrate in a very special way. So I want to appreciate you, my Minister of Information, and the Deputy.
Question. Hold on first. Let us answer the first one before we forget. And that first one, we are going to answer it with a rendition. This rendition will give us the pathway to the answer to that question. Everyone should listen up.
Biafraland calling, let's make it our norm. Thank you so much. Biafra freedom is our dream true, and no matter the challenge, we go push through. Aha! They gossip, they gossip, they go they cry. Left, right, center, they go to discuss. Simon Ekpa will be making the difference. So, since the emergence of Biafra again after the genocidal war, you've seen how our Owazirike ended up because they used his most trusted men on ground to weaken him. They paid them off till they brought the last man standing into him inside detention, and those that did it were bragging. And then they kidnap him now. First, they tried to kill him before, and then God wicks his life away and still made him Anna's very, very convincing of a Biafra restoration like this. So, the Nigerian war media and their likes, they will be happy when they don't hear from him and when they don't see him. One, thinking that the doom, they see that without Simon Ekpa, one Nigeria would have crushed all Biafrans, and they would have even taken Biafra and taken the lives of all the Nigerian people. Yet, as they are making Biafra go take refuge, because this Nigeria, every day, everything they go worse too. So let's see now. Let us be skeptical. If Simon restore the Biafra, we'll go see. If he not restore, we'll go see where our life. Then maybe we'll go activate Japa syndrome. If not to Japa go Cameroon or Japa go
Kavanjan. Or Japa go Sierra Leone. If you go walk, they go see. As it stands now, there is confusion in the enemy's camp. Just like when Mazen Namdekan will be coming live. And then after then, he will be off for like a week. And the day he will announce he's coming live, some of them will be listening from their wardrobe and from toilet. They will be shivering because they don't know the kind of fire that is coming out with. They are confused as we speak now. So the message to them is that they should go and buckle up because the fire that the prime minister is coming up with, Eco Pentecost, Ike will be double. That is why I tell you guys, he's on national assignment. He's going for fortification. By the time he comes back, we are ahead of December. We have to go and refortify and come back in full force so that we go balance well. Because when you heard of our PM tell you that there will be Odeshi will be activated in Finland Convention. Yes, we have to work on it. So when people don't see my prime minister, I don't be coming to ask too many questions. We have to do many things so that things will be in order, everything will set. So that by the time you come there, you will just be walking in like a. So the zoo journalists will be thinking that, oh, maybe their salaries will not be coming anymore. No, they should prepare and wait because my prime minister will give a press release very soon. We are here to keep the tempo burning. Thank you, Mazi. What's the other question you said they came up with in the program?
Yes, the other question, do you, from the first day that our prime minister took over the mantle of this restoration, do you have premonition? Restore God's kingdom on this planet Earth. Do you have that premonition? Then, thank you.
To your tent, to Israel, go and defend your motherland. When the likes of my grandfather lineage was about coming back, he was slaughtered in the Lagos Bridge when you heard of the General Achibong. Okay. Was able to stand ground and to still make things happen. I don't speak based on what I hear. I speak from the loins, the blood that flows in me from first-hand information. So knowing and seeing the Prime Minister coming up after MNK was kidnapped, everyone could vary amongst all that have come up for Biafra before. No. And get to understand that there is this ingenuity in the Prime Minister. When something is genuine, you don't. Then Zama DOS to the strategies of the Prime Minister, you will understand. Okay, let us now say, let's compare. A man that can achieve anything he wants to achieve with able hands around him. But when you have rodents, you have ants, you have snakes that will swallow the entire office and swallow the entire chief of staff and swallow the biggest body to be able to make something out. That's why MNK was not able to make anything out. And some people will be looking at his 15 years of voyage to have been kind of unfruitful. No, it is because of the people that surrounds him. But look at the Prime Minister. When he entered in 2019, which they said COVID-19, He made a stand and said, I need just few years. And in the first year, you saw a stand. When MNK was kidnapped, the first thing was for us to keep the momentum of the ESN fundraising. They wanted to scrap it. Then people were laughing at us. We come on fundraising, we see few people, we continue. The most bad time was that time. Man, they just they scattered, they go this way, they go this way. But at that very point, we were still able to gather some people, convince them to see that fundraising still go on, to maintain and to keep the ESN, some of them that did not go wayward to enter the hands of the DOS, to be sold to the Nigerian government. When you told us that we should hand over these men to them, for them to be paying them on monthly basis, it is not a lie. It is truth. All the weapons we had in Abia State and Anambra, they handed them over to one Nigerian government. So he was confessing what they had done. There was nothing like that. But now, after then, the prime minister said Anambra election will not hold. We stood our ground to the end. We got into 2023 election of presidential. We stood our ground to the end. And every other strides that he has brought to the table and achieved. No one can doubt and say, oh, this their luck and be able to tell which dice will give them what they want when they cast it on the floor.
I have read some history, and you came from Aqua Cross. I have not come across an Aqua Cross man, even during the eternal leaders' fight for our freedom, sabotaging the restoration or the freedom of his people. Something happened along the line that I don't want to mention name. To be part of what you are doing. What do you think derailed him? Because from your side of the Biafraland, it was never recorded in history that Saboteur has emerged from there. But in his own case, how did it happen? Did you call him? And what was his response? Thank you.
What was the name of the Secretary General of the Biafran Federation under our General Ojukwu? It was, is it Akpanotop? Okay, many of you may not know. He was the Secretary General of the Biafran government. So after his name, he has his name, and I have my own name. So when you're talking of personal decisions in life, you don't go with it based on what your brother is doing or what your sister is doing. We just started the Biafran self-referendum, and every man carries one vote. It is not the decision of my mother or my siblings and defended motherland, not even his stand can determine where I am going. Even as I listen to him and hear how convincing he preached and educated me about the Biafran cause. But I have to, at the end of the day, take my personal decision. This is what everybody should learn from the Prime Minister. Prime Minister did not, because of all the good life that he found in Finland, decided to be so comfortable in Finland. Our supreme leader did not, with everything he has achieved in life, brother or what he's doing, that is my cause. It is what I determined to do for the people of Biafra. And that is what the Prime Minister is doing. And that is what our Supreme Leader is doing. And that is what our eternal leader did. How many of you remember that our eternal leader had to make use of some of his father's resources to see that Biafra have a way? This was a sacrifice he had to do. If you have to get him on track. So this is a personal decision. Maybe the father will say, okay, what you're using now, it is what should have been your own share. I started thinking about how rich he should be, but what he was thinking of, I can't fold my arms and watch and see my people slaughtered. It is better we fight to the last man standing than to watch and see our babies and children and men slaughtered in the name of one Nigeria. So he had to do what he had to do. So it is a personal decision thing that we have to take. It is not what my brother say. It is not what my sister say. My brothers and sisters and my parents, they how you want to contribute, how you want to upheld the plight of the finance minister for us to get more money, for us to see the way forward to Finland. Yes. Ask more
Okay,
questions, bordering on things that will bring us money.
okay.
I'm just a little finger. Don't ponder on me again. Let's ponder on the achievement of the government.
Okay. My question to we had meeting this evening, and some of the members were asking for the convention, or we know the convention will start on the 29th and 30th is Saturday. Would there be any provision, because most of them are looking towards that? Do you know,
As
sir?
we speak now, the website is still open for every donations that will come to the Biafran government. Even on the day of the convention, we still accept fundraising. After the convention, we still accept. The ways and manners you make your donations and send your money, try to activate any of them and then push the money. The money will come over. But the public fundraising that we are working on, this money. But we may not have everybody available to participate in all the events as it goes now, looking at the time pace to the convention. But the people that will be available to moderate some things. But everything can go on because we need the money from left, right, center. The de facto government money. The Prime Minister may call the Finance Minister now and say we need $10,000 to offset bills in the lobbies department. We need 10. Okay, let me remind us something. When we were in Helsinki in 2023, the very night that we unveiled the Biafra Defense Forces, do you think that the Zoo Terrorist Army went to sleep? The Zoo Terrorist Army will not go to sleep. They will come and try their luck, if not that night or the next night. So we must be at alert. We must in order that we can make use of it anytime. So as we will be in Finland Convention, our eyes will not be So everything will be playing out, because these are the times you will see the enemies of Biafra wants to try what they have not tried before, because they will think that your attention is all focused in Finland. So everything still goes on until John Buffalo. You're not there? DJ Simon. DJ Simon, over to you. DJ Simon, over to you. You're not ready? We go to Stanley. Stanley, over to you. Is it that some of you don't remember the name you put on your profile again, that you forget your name when I call? Stanley, are you there? Okay,
yeah.
over to you.
I think the Minister of Information. I just want to thank you people for the great job you people have been doing. It's not really easy to serve the public in every activities and updating us on how things have been going, and posting, and also trying to encourage the Biafrans, especially this period, you know, that there are so many attacks and so many tensions, you know. So I just want to, I don't really have a question, because I know and I believe what you guys said. I'm only here to, you know, thank you people and say, may God continue to protect each and every one. Propaganda, this is the only thing they know they can say, and maybe they'll be able to dent our image or the image of our prime minister. We are not killing our people. We are only killing the armed men in Biafraland, and the reason
Please
is that
put it well.
there cannot
Put it well. We are not.
we're actually trying to make sure we eliminate every single terrorist and their enablers, because some of these people we call our brothers, being the Bubago to our land, because this Bubago them and these vigilantes, being that they've already known one or two places in our land, Hamagana, Nabai. So now they are now like informants and enablers. And